Hello, everybody. I hope everybody's having a great. Oh my God, what is it today? Wednesday, Tuesday. Good. I wasn't too far off. Um, so in today's video, as you might have read in my description, I want to talk about what helps me with fighting um, dark forces, deception, because I think it's actually a good segue from my previous video, but it's also happening like in real time. So like, I make these videos and you instantly feel like attacks. And um so yes, no, Satan is the uh he's the master deceiver. And he if some people get by that way. Some of them, right, in the larger public eye. But that's what people do. People have to make a choice. People make a choice between being somebody that's more wholesome and integral and is honest with themselves in the first place, than want to share that and be a good servant to other people. Um and it's difficult, but it's difficult even in the small, at the grassroots level, like in the smallest scale. um but it has to, you have to make a choice. And then you just have to kind of roll with the punches. um I mean, people are kind of, they place their bets on one horse. They see the other horses winning. They want to switch sides. Then, they get, but basically, eventually, is you end up being who you are and what you're called to be. And luckily for me, I'm pretty headstrong. And I like to think that once I make a decision, I stick to it. And, um, you know, no wishy-washy here, nothing like that. So anyhow, so fighting against deception. And we know actually that, as we approach the end times, that deception is going to be rampant, because that is a, I would say maybe the most effective tool that Satan has to try and win us over to his side. um, so and it's going to happen, and his days are short, like I've said in some of my other videos. His time is coming to an end. So he's kind of desperate. So again, with fighting evil forces, it's important to also mention that you don't have to necessarily attack a particular person. I mean, they could be the vessel for evil one day, and again the next day not, and only God knows their hearts, and only God is going to touch them. And my videos are to show solidarity, are to show that I'm a person that is also susceptible to the same I guess, what would you call it, like wavelengths out there that could, make or break you. And it's about choices, and it's really nice when you succeed. It's a feeling of relief. And so I recommend, obviously this is my opinion, that you choose God's side and and follow Jesus's teachings. um and not that anybody, put you down and, call you like a 5-minute Christian or a fake Christian or anything like that. Everybody is a work in progress. And actually, the more broken you are, the more, oh my God, ratchet. Jeez. Okay. I had to use that word some someday. So um all right. Um so yeah, you know that he's working on you. The more you have these feelings of inadequacy, imposter mentality, fake. I think everybody's a fake, or everybody's a phony, and I'm not. Actually, people want to. kind of like make you a part of their story, and then you're just a character in their story, and then they just give you a script, and then you're supposed to stick to that. And I had my edits for some people that wanted me to be a part of their story, and it basically had ended up like just I just ended up scrapping the whole thing. Like, I'll write my own script. Thank you. Today's reading from the Catholic Church was nice. I wanted to read it, but I do have a lot that I want to go over today, so I'm not going to read that one. It's Corinthians. We're all as true Christians is we're in the body of Christ, and I think that the best way to show that is to express it outwardly, and then just kind of like um, be more I guess proactive and assertive about where you stand on things, and that's it. So that's what I'm doing here. Okay, so let me start with my reading. Okay, so these are the Bible passages that help me get through darkness. Just as God never lets me down and eventually restores me from Satan's hoofs, so too does Satan's demons try to possess me time and time again. It can be difficult, but it gets easier. It feels like what it must feel like when an evil soul travels through arid regions looking for peace but finds none and decides to hang his conscience on you. This is a difficult thing to explain, and it's what I pray that nobody ever has to experience. But as it is written, these souls just dig themselves a deeper, filthier hole. So, and that is going to, I kind of referenced Matthew 13, um, verses 43 to 45, although that's not the theme of my video today. The theme is on staying awake, especially when demons are too afraid to confront their satanic father that comes to claim their lives. So when you've worshipped, when you've sought Satan to get you through problems, like Baal, or I don't know, I don't know about like the evil eye, like anything that is basically going to require you to do evil to other people is satanic. I mean, it's it comes at there's like a full spectrum of it, maybe some not so bad, but still you're already kind of like on your way to to being to worshiping Satan. So, so they run and want to try to fool Satan, but Satan knows his, as God knows his, and God knows me. So Satan tried and tested me the same way he did the filthy thugs and horse. Ooh, sorry, I was anyhow, um, as he did the unholy that want to be the crabs in a bucket that think they can bring me down to the bottom. But I'll always fight back by remembering what God has taught us as to not fall for their tricks. Really, these are the times we're living in. And if they hadn't confused my innocence with weakness, they would be taking their mental hijacking elsewhere. And that's what it's supposed to feel like. It's supposed to feel like a dominance of your like taking mind control, and not allowing you to have like this dialogue, like this internal dialogue, like soliloquy, with your higher self, with the person that if you were introspective and you wanted to be a well presentable, a good natured person, and wanted your decisions to revolve around that, you couldn't, because it's suddenly all gone, and you're just like in the dark, you're and so you have to remember, like for me, really, I just thought like that I can't lose my faith, that I can't lose my faith, and the faith was nowhere, because I was like my spirit was entirely sucked out. So I just thought like even like the smallest seed, right, the size of a mustard seed is going to be the biggest bushel of faith. So I kept my faith that way, and just had to keep going with that. Um, so So I'm going to go ahead and, or actually, I just wanted to add one more thing. It is political oriented, because politics are not just for professional liars. Politics are for people that know how to be diplomatic, and then that's actually they kind of go hand in hand. Is you have to be able to manage opinions and make the hard decisions that sometimes people have to suck it up. Um, and that's okay. I mean, that's fine. But also there is a more effective politician or leader in somebody that I hate the way I look and right now, like like reminding myself of this gross lady. Like it's whatever's been going around inside, and just I can't stand that person. Um, she's like an animal. I don't. Wow. Okay. So that is extreme. That's extremely desperate. Okay, let me keep going. Um, right. So as far as politics go, I mean, I really I pick a politician and the side I'm on, um, because I chose my values first. It's not like like targeting a person or 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 being negative towards another person. It's saying, here are my values. My values are more so aligned with this group of people than they are with this group of people. And I have all the reasons why. And then everything else just falls together. So I have many examples of that, except of course, I'm going to keep going with this video because it really is about fighting against deception. Um, so so let's talk about Matthew 5, verse 15. Nobody lights a lamp and then puts it under a bushel basket. It is set on a lampstand where it gives light to all in the house. Don't let anybody tell you that if you're too bright, that, like you're too bright for your own good or you're too bright. No, please. Matthew 12, verse 29. How can anyone enter a strong man's house and steal his property unless he first ties up the strong man? Then he can plunder his house. So, yeah, don't let anybody tell you that you're a willful participant in any of the trash that they want to um, carry with themselves with their heavy hearts and heavy consciences, because if they have to tie you down to get away with it, is you're not like them. So Matthew 8, verse 20. Foxes have dens and birds of the sky have nests, but the Son of Man has nowhere to rest his head. Okay, so again, I said, this is about staying awake. The theme is supposed to be. So now we know, okay, we're not gonna get tricked. Like I'm on to you, Eddie. And now we're starting to see. But guess what? This was Jesus's strife. So he has nowhere to rest his head. Like you can't just finally find like consolation in this world, because it's going to be because of the people. This is people against people. Okay, people are going to assume the force of good, or they're going to assume the force of evil within them. And um and and so as evil is always using other people as and means to their end, they're always trying to be you know persuasive. They're always trying to make you feel insecure. And so like for people that want to stay pure good and innocent and yes, well, you have to fight back sometimes. Yes, well, you have to defend your self-esteem, your self dignity and self-respect. With this video, I'm trying to get there. um we know that it's more about like an ongoing continuous thing. But you know what, as a parent, you think you're done parenting when your kids turn 18. No, that's like an arbitrary number, right, that we came up with. And the truth is you never stop parenting. And the same goes for my kids. My kids are never when they have their kids, they're never going to stop parenting. I'm really happy that I'm a grandma and that my son has a little child now. He's the cutest little baby in the world, by the way. And it's just like made such a positive difference in his life, and I'm happy and proud of him. And he's gonna be fine. And God can do a much better job than having a controlling and hovering mom that um some people wanted me to turn out to be like, but no. So Matthew 26 verse 40, this is a passage from the agony in the garden right before he gets taken. Jesus says to Peter, so you could not watch with me for 1 hour? Watch and pray that you may not undergo the test. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. So now, we see I have nowhere to rest. Even Jesus is under the same persecution, and he's not sleeping. He's staying up and praying, and he's trying to continue being like, I'm thinking, like, you don't want to walk around like sleep deprived. Obviously, this is with Satan. Like, his kind of trickery has also in my life has also involved being like cynical about like expressions from the Bible, like, oh, don't sleep, oh, okay, so I'll just like not be able to sleep, like my circadian rhythm just is a disaster. But I know that it's evil, trying to get me to be evil. And it's difficult, and the only person I want to be evil to is to my aggressors, right? It's like, no, you're not going to get me, to do what you want, and you're not going to have me your way. Okay, so um, so watch and pray, alertness. Don't let anybody fool you. Now let's go on to the parable of the 10 virgins, Matthew 25, verses 1 to 13. The kingdom of heaven will be like 10 virgins who took their lamps and went out to meet their bridegroom. 5 of them were foolish and 5 were wise. The foolish ones, when taking their lamps, brought no oil with them, but the wise brought flasks of oil with their lamps. Since the bridegroom was long delayed, they all became drowsy and fell asleep. At midnight, there was a cry, "Behold the bridegroom." Behold, the bridegroom come out to meet him. Then all those virgins got up and trimmed their lamps. The foolish ones said to the wise, "Give us some of your oil, for our lamps are going out." But the wise ones replied, "No, for there may not be enough for us and you. Go instead to the merchants and buy some for yourselves." While they went off to buy it, the bridegroom came, and those who were ready went into the wedding feast with him. Then the door was locked. Afterwards, the other virgins came and said, "Lord, Lord, open the door for us." But he said in reply, "Amen, I say to you, I do not know you. Therefore stay awake, for you, I do not know you." And in closing, it ends with, "Therefore stay awake, for you know neither the day nor the hour." So this, I love how, like, as I'm reading this, a lot more is jumping out at me. Like, it alludes to so many things. Like, so if you're foolish, basically what this parable is indicating is that you have a lamp, but you wouldn't even know what to do with it. Where did you even get your lamp? You probably just bought it or stole it. You fool. Go get your own oil, the same place you got that lamp. It's definitely not yours. Like, how do you not know what to do with the lamp you came with? so so the wise ones were always preparing. They were in preparation of and I actually also think it's more like like a bright light that that you're gonna let shine. And so you're always ready to, like, to be that bright person and always staying sharp and waiting for that good day, for the good day for you. so yeah, so that's what kind of it I think it's alluding to again. um Even if you did, if you did fall asleep, at least when, and actually I have one more. that I'll tie together. I have Psalm 121. I raise my eyes toward the mountains. From where will my help come? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. God will not allow your foot to slip. Your guardian does not sleep. Truly, the guardian of Israel never slumbers nor sleeps. The Lord is your guardian. The Lord is your shade at your right hand. By day, the sun cannot harm you, nor the moon by night. The Lord will guard you from all evil, will always guard your life. The Lord will guard your coming and going, both now and forever. So this is great because even if we do fall asleep, we know that we're gonna have somebody that wakes us and says like, no, 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 be ready. Like now might be the time. So and you're prepared, but you dozed off. Who cares? You're gonna have somebody that's always guarding you and making sure that you make it because you weren't a fool. Okay, so that's all I had. No, I'm just so glad I'm not talking about politics right now, seriously. I mean, it's gonna get pretty dirty as the elections approach. I know what my vote is. My prayers are with good leaders, mainly Republicans, because obviously the majority of Republicans are of they have values that align with mine, and that they wouldn't have if they weren't, you know, had the high standards that I like to have for myself. Whether or not I was born into wealth, that's irrelevant. Or whether or not I've been in two long-term relationships that didn't work out. Who cares? Like that, I can't control other people. I'm not. Don't expect me to control other people. Anyhow, I'm glad. Um, been single for since 2000. Wow, 2010 maybe. Um, and when I listen to love songs, I think like this is like also like how I feel when God has taken me like his little creation, like his little beautiful baby, and he's just like loving on me. So and if married people can can do that, I think I can too, and not necessarily have to use anybody for it. Okay, have a great rest of your Tuesday, and we'll see what comes of the next video. I really am out of ideas at this point, but I'll come up with something. All right. Have a great one. Bye.